Guest room, Consulate, Thai General Consulate. Professor Pai Chi Lee, AIT President. Professor Wongsai Kanok Nupuchai, former AIT resident. Professor Quỳnh Ngọc Phiên, advisor to the conference. Professor Nguyễn Quân, honorary chair of technical committee. Associate Professor Lê Hoài Quốc, principal advisor to the conference. Mr. Lê Thanh Quyền, chair of the organizing committee. Professor Chu An Mi, member of the technical committee. Associate Professor Hồ Thanh Phong, member of the technical committee. Professor Hà Nam Khánh Giao, member of the technical committee. Associate Professor Yu Tuấn Anh, member of the technical committee. Associate Professor Nguyễn Văn Hợp, member of the technical committee. Dr. Hồ Đình Duẩn, member of the technical committee. Dr. Phùng Văn Đông, member of the technical committee. Dr. Lê Nhân Tâm, member of the technical committee. Dr. Đỗ Hành Lương, Vice Chair of the Organizing Committee, and Dr. Ngô Minh Hùng, Coordinator of the conference. Thank you for joining us and contributing your valuable expertise. Before we come into the technical section, let's take a moment to celebrate the vibrant spirit and collective impact of our community. The ASEAN Institute of Technology Alumni Association is more than just a network. It's a dynamic global family dedicated to making a real impact in every corner of the world. We are now pleased to present a short video clip that showcases the AITAA activity. Please direct your attention to the screen and enjoy this look at the AITAA activity and achievement. Okay, the video is not. Okay, some technical problems, sorry. So we cannot see the video right now. So for the next section, and now we turn our attention to the host country, Vietnam. This is a pleasure to welcome the leader of our local network. It's my honor to invite Mr. Lê Thanh Quyền, the president of the AITAA Vietnam chapter, to the stage to deliver his welcome speech. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Lê Thanh Quyền.
Good afternoon, Professor Bajti, Professor Wipun, Professor Wingofi, Professor Wosaf Kamichai, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, respected speaker, partner, and dear participants. On behalf of your distinguished committee and our AIT Alumni Association in Vietnam, it is my great honor to welcome all of you to Ho Chi Minh City for the AIT Connect, Real Automation, Real Intelligence, and Real Impact. We are truly honored to hold this meaningful gathering where the expert, researcher, visionary leader and innovator from body of few to come together to share insight and explore how automation and intelligence are transformed industry and shaping more sustainable future. This even is more than the conference. It is a platform for connection and collaboration. Connection between idea and action, between innovation and sustainability, and more importantly, between people who share the same vision of creating the real positive impact. In Ho Chi Minh City, know have the energy, creativity, and entrepreneurial spirit provide perfect setting for discussion, where tradition meets transformation and innovation through. We hope today's program will spark meaningful conservation, new partnership, and great idea to lead to the real change for our organization, our community, and our work. On our behalf of organization, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all speakers, partners, and participants, alumni for your presence, for your contribution, and your journey with join this journey today. Once again, welcome to Ho Chi Minh City and welcome to AIT Connect 2025. May this event bring your inspiration, connection, and impact for the lab well beyond today. Thank you and good luck for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nguyen, for your heartfelt welcome to our host chapter. Now we move directly into the intellectual core of our conference. Our next section explores the profound intersection of technology and humanity, and perfect fit of our team, real intelligence, real impact. We are privileged to welcome a speaker whose contribution to both academic and leadership are immense. He is a fellow of Academy of Science, Royal Society of Thailand, and the current executive director of Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation. And we are especially proud to recognize him as the former president of AIT. He will challenge our perspective with a timely and thought-provoking presentation with the title, When AI Rule the World, How Do Humans Live? Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to the stage to his address, Professor Dr. Waksak Kanok Nukuchai.
Good afternoon. Well, it's my pleasure to be here. I've been to Ho Chi Minh City's, this is my fourth time. And of course, Hanoi, I think we have more than 10. Vietnam is always a close partner and supporter of AIT. And I think I'm glad that I'm here to see my friends, fellow alumni, and some of them I haven't seen them for a while. Just to correct information, I'm no more the director of this Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation. I have retired after 5 years here. When I retired from the AIT, I was invited to set up a new school called Speed Board of Chula, and it seemed to work well. Well, today I'm glad to be able to communicate with you about the potential impact of AI to our future life. And this is unrelated to AIT, this is in general. Hello. Yeah, okay. First of all, today I'm not going to give you a kind of lecture to teach how to use AI. Okay? I just want you to be aware of what is coming, and this is an insight drawn from many experts in the field. And also, my goal is to raise the awareness of the people, especially our alumni, because this is going to impact to everyone in the next 5 or 10 years. We used to think that AI is something quite distant from us, okay? But now it's something very close to us. And in the past, when we have this called traditional AI, this is something that we are not so concerned. It's a business to business, this kind of AI. AI was used to predict some data from the big data and make prediction for company to optimize their operations. But today, we are talking about generative AI. And this is the AI that creates new contents. They will train with a lot of data. And I think it's going to be something that every one of us is going to use now or later. In 2022, November, the first ChatGPT arrived for the public. And we were so surprised that suddenly there's something very intelligent. But compared then to now, it's about 100 times more intelligent. 2023 is called landmark because in that year alone, a lot of users, 100 million users in 2 months, that is a record. And the large language model become our standard. You may know about this guy. He came to Bangkok many times. Andrew Ernst, adjunct professor of Stanford University, co-founder of Coursera. His key the slogan is AI is the new electricity. Okay? The way we use electricity, we don't need to know how to develop electricity, right? But we have to know how to use it properly. So in the past, when we have the alternative current and going to the home, to our home, everybody use it. At first, everybody think about the lighting, but in fact, the usefulness of this is much more than just lighting. The same with AI. The first thing we think about AI is to use as a chatbot. But today, it's much more than a chatbot, and it's going to be much greater impact to us than electricity. Of course, you all know that AI today is multimodal. That means you can input text, audio, image, or video as an input. The fact that they understand your input is already something quite surprising, for a machine to understand our input. But much more surprising is how they process output to meet our requirement to our prompt. Okay, the output can be also text, audio, image, and video. So these are some of the examples of the chatbot, text communication. But much more than that, you have also image, video, and audio. Okay, I think some of you may be familiar with this. But I suggest that if you don't, you can just enjoy, playing with the image and so on. And that will give you incentive to learn more. AI is quite genius. It's a great simulator or imitator of the world. Okay? And this is one example. This is the video that was created based on this prompt by an app called Sora. Okay? And if you watch it, you will see that everything is following physics. There's nothing contradicting to the physics theory that we learn. The physicists themselves will supply how AI will be able to learn physics by themselves just by observing. They don't learn, the theory of physics, but they are able to produce this. You look at the shadow, look at the water, everything is compliant with the physics law. And this is the great power of the AI. You can control to see everything. Even voice, they can mimic kind of emotional voice, just like human. If you hear this, you will see that it's very.
This is Roland, and this is my friend Jordan. Can you guess what we are doing here?
Hey, Bowen and Jordan. Let me guess. With that cake and camel there, it looks like someone's having a birthday. Are you celebrating a special day or just finding an excuse to eat cake? Either way, I'm intrigued.
That's correct. Today is my friend Jordan's birthday.
Yeah, you got it. I was hoping that you could sing me the birthday song.
Of course. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jordan. Happy birthday to Jordan.
That was so great. Thank you so much. I'm going to make a wish.
You see
You're welcome. Make a good wish and may it come true.
the program now can watch you from the camera of the iPhone or the smartphone. And the way that they talk to you is very natural, not just like a robotic voice. Okay, so this is something that will be very useful. And this is great. I give a same lecture at the university in Bangkok, which is called Guoqiao. It is a Chinese university in Bangkok. And I use AI to produce my voice in Chinese. You can hear.
大家好，华侨重生大学尊敬的主席、董事会成员、校长、教职员工，
Basically, I
今
don't know
天
Chinese.
我很荣幸能就人工智能及其发展问题向大家发表演讲。我们7句华侨重生大学必须承认该校悠久的历史及其创始人华侨胞的
Okay,
善
now
良的。
let's watch my English.
Good afternoon, esteemed chairman.
Is my voice?
Distinguished members of the University Council, President, faculty, and staff of Wetju Charan Prakrit University. It is an honor to address you today on the topic of artificial intelligence and its development. As we gather here at Wetju Charan Prakrit University, it is important to acknowledge the institution's rich history and the legacy of its founder, the Portek Tung Foundation. Established.
Okay. Today, we are talking about not AI as a chatbot. We are talking about AI serving as an agent for us to do something. Because only this that make AI very productive, not just talking. Okay? And we are talking about two kinds of agents. One is called physical agent. Of course, you see a lot of humanoid robots, right? So that is a physical agent. It put AI into the brain, and the agent will be able to direct the body to do this and that. The other one is called digital agent, which has no body, just the brain, but be able to do something on behalf of us. Okay, this is called agent. And there are three kinds of AI in terms of the usage. The first one, of course, is the bot, just like chatbot. They are just responding to our prompt, do something per our instruction. Secondly, AI assistant. This is the automatic system. We build algorithm, which is very clear, and we have to trigger or make decisions so that the AI will perform accordingly. So this is automatic. But most importantly, it's autonomous. We give the power to AI to do something triggered by some environment event. For example, like the autonomous car, okay? We allow AI to control the car, be able to see the environment, and then make decisions to turn left and right, or to skip something. So this is autonomous. And of course, in the future, you will see more and more of this agent. Just give you some overview of what's going to come. This is one example that I use. I am playing tennis, okay? And I normally, whether in Bangkok, sometimes there was training. So without AI, normally I will ask, say, my son or somebody to check the weather forecast and tell me every day, okay, whether today I should go for tennis. And before I do that. But if we have the agent, we can build in, okay, we say at 2:30 every day, you check the rain forecast from this website, and then tell me, send me email whether I should go for tennis or not. Okay, based on, for example, 30% likelihood. So it's like, this flowchart, start with in 2:30, fetch a 5-day weather forecast from this website, filter for today, check the chance of rain over 30%. If no, just say, okay. If yes, go, just consider reschedule tennis. If no, proceed with tennis as usual. Then send me email. So every day I just open email at 2:30. Then I make decision myself whether I should go for tennis. And this is autonomous, okay? Because they check the weather, they make decisions to tell. Okay, now let's look at the intelligent ladders. From now until the long future, I'm not sure how long, there will be 3 types of AI. Okay, the first is the ANI, artificial narrow intelligence. This is the intelligence that do specific work as they are trained to do. They play chess. If they play chess, they cannot play something else. They are trained for specific tasks. Then we have this ATI. It's a human level AI. Okay, it's artificial general intelligence. The definition is that this AI should be able to do the thing that human can do. We have not yet reached to that point. Everybody is looking for building this API. The last one is called human superior AI, artificial super intelligence. Their intelligence is much higher than us. If you look at this is human, right? You have chimpanzee, you have chicken, you have an ant. If you consider this as an intelligent ladder, we are still above the others. ANI is about this, ANI. If you look up, you see ATI here. You are around here. And to human, you are here. They are much higher. And ASI is here. Okay? And in terms of the exponential curve, we are here. And ATI will move here. And then ASI is here. AGI is a continuous process. There's no kind of switch from here to there to be AGI. It's moving on. Today, we have some of this. Okay? Sorry if this in Thai, say within 3 years, within 10 years, and then of course, maybe 20, 30 years. Now, I want to show you something about the potential of AI. Which is kind of either dangerous or very, very sensitive to our competition with them. Okay, this is a lesson from Go Game. Okay, that was done in 2016. Go is very ancient games developed by either China, Korea, Vietnam, I don't know. Everybody played. But there's a lot of possibility. They talk about 10 power plus 21 possible configurations. So it's very difficult to predict, And this is very tough game. So the DeepMind, this is a big company now owned by Google. They built a program called AlphaGo. AlphaGo will be trained by human trainer and expert. Okay, so all the experience of human has been used to train this AlphaGo. And in 2016, AlphaGo, they challenged the world champion. This is the 18-time world champion. They said no from Korea for a fight, for a match. 3 out of 5, okay? It takes about 1 week. It was televised worldwide, but mostly in China. 200 million people watching this. What happened? AlphaGo managed to win 4-1. 4-1 is still, it means they are still at the same level of human, right? But they are seem to be superior. Now, next version of AlphaGo is called AlphaGo Zero. It was built based on different principles. They don't train AI at all. They just provide AI with a rule of game, a rule of the playing Go. Okay? And then allow this AI called AlphaGo Zero to play against themselves. Okay? They call different AI AlphaGo. And then play for about 43-4 days. And then again, they ask this AlphaGo Zero to play with the original AlphaGo, which beat human champion 4-1. The result, 100-0. AlphaGo Zero is able to beat AlphaGo by 100-0. Absolutely superior. What are the lessons of this? What is the lesson of this? Sorry, this is in Thai. AlphaGo learn how to play Go in the frame of human, okay, in the box of human. So there's a lot of limitation. AlphaGo Zero did not learn from human experience. They learn by themselves. They are able to try so many things, and they come up with something much superior. There are some positions that Go player never think it could exist. Okay, they thought AlphaGo Zero make a wrong move, but then eventually it won. It's an intentional move. So this is amazing because it just gives us a lesson that whenever AI is able to get out of the box of human, they are much more intelligent, and that is very scary in terms of the existential survival of human. Okay, everybody is looking for AGI. Okay, now let's look, when we talk about intelligence or the word smart, we think about a small child. When we say, oh, this child is very smart, what do we mean at that time? We mean this child has very quick wit, can think very fast. Or else, this child has good memory, he memorize everything so well. Okay? And we call them smart. But when we compare this with AI, it's different scale. Okay, in terms of speed, we talk about human always think in terms of seconds and minutes. AI think in microsecond and millisecond. You see how much faster they can think, much faster than human. Then memory, human brain has about 10 power 15 bytes. And the most biggest, the big point of human brain is that when you recall, it can make mistake. But AI has, because they can use the cloud, right? So they are, in fact, they are unlimited memory. But they recall information without any mistake. Okay? So how can we compete with them? You know, they are superior in both the speed of thinking and also the memory. What is artificial general intelligence? Well, this is the type of intelligence that performs the tasks that human can, including reasoning, problem solving, and learning. The key difference is that they don't have the sentience or consciousness. Yet, they don't know who they are, and they don't know who you are. They just work on something that they were trained. But who knows in the future, if they can think outside the box of human, they may be able to develop intelligence and consciousness and sentience. And if they can develop consciousness, they know that they are different from human, they know how to survive, and they know what is dangerous for them to survive. So, why AGI is an end game? When we have AGI, it could mean that we cannot, the genie is already outside the bottle, we cannot put it back. Okay? They are able to self-improve themselves. They write code now. Today, if you want to learn writing code, you don't need to learn. They will do it for you. Okay? And if they can write code, since they themselves was generated or created by code, so they should be able to write their own code, even without human supervision. Secondly, they can clone themselves easily. And thirdly, they communicate online. You know, human communicate will take much longer. So this is quite alarming that if they are able to have consciousness and with this superiority of everything, they are able to control human. Now, there's a survey among all the experts whether this AGI is going to come or exist. So, unanimous, all the survey from experts say yes. It's just a matter of when. Okay, and of course it's much sooner than they thought. Sometime back they predict the 2040, now they predict 2030. And the consequences are still debated, you know, because it hasn't come yet. These are some of famous people. I think you may know Ray Kurzweil is the famous future predictor of that. He said 2029. Elon Musk, famous people, he used to say 2030. Now he said this year, which is wrong. I think it hasn't come yet. Almost. Sam Altman, the CEO of the OpenAI, he predicted 2029, another 4 years. This is the famous Nobel Prize earner. He's received Nobel Prize on his Alpha. He's the one who developed AlphaFold, by the way. And now he's developed AlphaFold for protein folding prediction. And he said 2030. This is again one of the Nobel Prize winner, and he predicted 2030, and Turing Award winner 2030 to 2050. So if AGI does come, how do we live? What would be the change? This is something that we need to prepare ourselves. So from the literature that I have read, I follow this for about 2-3 years, almost every week, every day. Okay, people ask what's the time? Ask how busy I am now. I say I'm enjoying AI. So between 2030 and 2040 is 10 years. This is perhaps a kind of transition period. It's going to be a lot of chaos. Our lifestyle, we used to live as a farm lifestyle about 100 years ago. Today, most of the time we live in the office, take 200 years. Another 20 to 50 years is going to be called post-labor lifestyle, which means perhaps all the economy will depend on AI. Doesn't need human labor anymore. Very short period compared to 200 years. What is post-labor economy? The world will enter into a system where all the economy will be done by AI. Okay? Driven by AI, both physical and also intellectual work. And with the efficiency and intelligence of AI, the world will benefit from what we call the world abundance. That means they are going to work for us. So a lot of things has been solved. There shouldn't be any problem with perhaps climate change or others. Let's look at the world abundance. Okay, this is the positive impact. First, the world will have abundant clean energy from solar energy and nuclear fusion. And I think with the intelligence of AI, they hope that they are going to solve so many problems so that energy becomes free. Secondly, natural resource, environment, and climate will be managed sustainably. Medical advances will dramatically increase human life expectancy. Okay, and then perhaps another 20, 30 years, all the baby born will be able to live more than 150 years. This is the prediction. Human will achieve food security through artificial meat development. 99% of humans will be free from undesirable work. This is a positive side. Negative side would be we are jobless. There will be ruralization phenomena. That means we don't need to live in the urban city anymore. Live anywhere is the same. With online and with no job, so we can enjoy life in the rural area. And then humans will be free to find new life purpose. This is the democratization of joblessness. Everybody the same. And ruralization, going back to the rural area. This is the forecast of the chain of human classes. It says, suppose that we have four classes of, if human today can be classified into four classes, super elite is somebody who control the world, like the politicians and billionaires, that kind of people. Professional is like us, okay? Workers and unemployed, including the women and disabled children. Today, it's said that about super elite maybe about 10%, professional 20%, worker 40%, and unemployed 35%. Move forward another 15 years. Super elite doesn't need to be 10%, only 5. Professional reduced from 20, worker reduced to 10, and unemployed increased to 35. Another 15 years. Amazing, right? You see, a lot of people don't need to work. If that is true, then we have this problem. loss of living purpose if you don't have job, if you don't need to work. We will lose our career, we will lose our purpose of life. So we have to find some other purpose of life why we live in this world. Secondly, we study, we work so hard because of this social mobility. We want to move up the social class, but no more, no need. So there's a decline motivation, human skill, knowledge, loss value, motivation for education and self-improvement erodes. Okay, so this is some kind of, again, your usual judgment. This is something that people predict it may not come. The emergence of useless class. I think you know Harry, right? He authored 3 very good books. If you did not read yet, I suggest you read that. He mentioned in his book that 90% of people will become useless class. This is the term that he used. In fact, he didn't use this term in a negative way. What he said is that useless class will be group of people that contribute nothing to the economy of the world. Okay? And therefore, if we don't work, if AI work for us, then most of the economic contribution comes from AI. Now, if you don't work, how can you have money to survive? Of course, they talk about universal basic income. Okay? This is something that, government or somebody up there will provide everyone to be able to survive with some standard of living. Okay? Unconditionally. And they just guarantee that to be born as a human, you have the right to live, at least at some standard to survive. But how can we get this money? Where it come from? Okay? The funding has to come from the party that benefit from this AGI. Okay, that means from big company, from big corporation, from the country that is rich in AI. They produce, okay, and then of course they need somebody to buy the product. So they give money as UBI and you buy the product. So this is a kind of distribution from AI rich country to AI poor country. And it will take some time before it becomes sustainable. Because if a country willing to provide UBI for other countries, there might be some condition, right? And how could a government who could not look after their own populations receive money from overseas year in, year out? How can they survive? So geopolitically, there's an issue on this. What about the future of money? Would the money in your pocket today mean anything 10 years afterwards? This is something debatable. Okay? So people said there's going to be a kind of global currency because to be able to enable UBI across the border, you need a common currency. That means every country will have two kinds of currency, the global currency and the local currency. And they are talking about today about the world coin, Sam Altman and Microsoft also talk about this. What about the land? Land ownership. Land will be very precious because people will not have money to buy land anymore. So it's very precious, but very low liquidation, very low. Okay? Very Since people don't have money to buy land, so liquidation will be very few. But then it's open, it allows wealthy actors from AI leading nation to buy global land. This is very dangerous, right? Even today, this is sometimes called neocolonization now. And of course, to be able to buy land without border, perhaps they need a blockchain technology to ensure that you have the ownership, real ownership. Well, in that case, are we approaching utopia? Utopia is a term used for the world in the future where people don't need to fight for resources. Resource will be plenty for us to share. Okay? And then we live in a single world. Everybody is just human. No national, no national. The new governance model. Nation able to provide universal basic income will set the agenda. Other may say shrinking influence and autonomy. Okay? If that is true, what are these solutions? In a post-labor economy, geography matters less. People choose where to live for lifestyle, not jobs. Third, humanism. Abundance can shift the world from zero-sum nationalism to global cooperation and share human values, nudging society towards utopia. Bill Gates and Sam Altman was discussing about to have a global government with the purpose to regulate AI. Okay, and this is something that people been discussing today. Now, many countries now want to be the leader in AI. In fact, not many countries, only few. In 2017, Putin said that whoever lives in artificial intelligence will rule the world. He realized that. In fact, China and US realized that for a long time. So, forward-looking nation will for investment into AI. Okay, many countries, including Thailand, is still not aware about this. And this contest could reshape the geopolitics, with AI leader emerging as a new superpower. Now there is a limitation of development of AI, especially in terms of energy. First question is that why now? Why AI just happened today when people know about artificial neural networks for a long time? Theory is there. But it just comes now because of the convergence of these three technologies, and they come at the same time. One is the data science. Second is the compute or the power of computing. Third is the algorithm. Okay. Algorithm depend on a lot of human brain. Data, because of the internet availability, so we have big data everywhere. Before internet, it's not possible to have AI. Okay? And then, of course, it needs the computer chip, which is more and more advanced. With these three, the emergence of AI is possible. People talk about data center in Vietnam, in Thailand, in Malaysia. These big corporations want to set up data center everywhere to reduce risk and to use the energy from other countries. If you look at the required energy use, training a frontier of large language model like GPT, Gemini, or Claude will need so much computing power. A single AI center may run use a lot of GPU, right? The chip that created by NVIDIA. The stock market of NVIDIA is exploding. And so they need a lot of energy to drive this. And this major firm, now they have to even, they want to distribute this data center around the world to make sure that they have energy. If we think how much energy is used, let's take this example. One data center will require 100 to 300 million watts, megawatt, right? Power consumption. If we look at one big dam in Thailand, Pumipon Dam, one dam we produce only 779 megawatts. So this one is able to set up only 2 centers. Nuclear power about 1,000 megawatts. Today, those companies have been buying unused nuclear power plants or even small dams to generate their power. So it's not easy for other countries to compete. Considering this is not easy. What about China and the US? How are they preparing their citizens to face with this AI future? Okay? China developed a system that they require, or they require that all the schools have to integrate AI in their curriculum since 2018. In fact, after that, a part of competition, China declared that they are going to be the leader of AI in 2025, which is this year. Train thousands of teachers to deliver introductory AI course, promote AI literacy from primary to upper secondary level, build hands-on AI activities, robotic visual block, coding, facial recognition, create a national AI learning platform for self-study, foster public-private partnership with firms such as AITAA, Huawei, and Sensor. So they have been preparing this. This has become the national agenda of China since 2017. Okay, almost. Two more slides. What about US? Just recently, Donald Trump announced in 2025 mandate that AI have to be have to be taught in the school, from kindergarten to high school, integrate AI across, create the White House task force to control this, and then assign National Science Foundation to support. We come about the last one. Okay, we talk about ASI, which is very difficult to predict. But they say after we have AGI, because of the readiness of this intellectual asset that they have, ASI will come very fast. ASI will take only 2 years after AGI. This is a survey from experts who say when AGI comes, after 2 years, ASI will come. Now, concerning the existence of human civilizations, there are 2 ways that human civilization could be described. One is that humans use ASI as a weapon for self-destruction, fighting among themselves. Or else, if super intelligent ASI gain consciousness, and then if their goal is different from us, then we cannot fight them. So if we have alien coming to the world, all nations can unite to fight. But for AGI, for ASI, all nations have their own version or model. They cannot unite, and that is why it's dangerous. Okay, this is my last one. My last question is, how can humanity keep AI under control? Since we are a bit tense now, so I want you to listen to this song that I decide the words, the lyrics, and then AI will put the music and also the voice for me. Okay, so this is I call when AI rule the world. That is my end of my lectures. Just a few minutes, 1 minute for this.
Living in shadows of silent countries, searching for meaning in digital streams. When the eye was old, where do we stand? Holding on to humanity hand in hand, asking questions that pierce the digital veil. Seeking truth in a technological tale. In a world where machines dictate mandates, what calls to humans playing this ballet, crafting futures with codes and light to renew ourselves in the endless night. Thank you, Professor Boksa. The quality of the presentation we have heard today is truly outstanding. However, given the depth and complexity of the presentation, I very regret to inform that we are already behind the schedule. To ensure that we can cover the remainder of our important agenda, we still have 7 more topics and also the panel discussion and Q&A. So please be reminded that each presentation is strictly allowed 15 minutes. Thank you for your deep contribution and cooperation. So our conference now shifts focus from the theoretical impact of AI to the real world collaborative application of driving regional change. The next presentation brings together 3 distinguished experts from academia and industry across ASEAN and beyond. We will collectively present on the crucial topic, the future in collaborative. How can AI-savvy youth network transform ASEAN sustainability? We are pleased to welcome the 3 esteemed speakers on this section to the stage now. Associate Professor Yu He Tan, University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Mr. V. Rafan Rascon, Director of Saban Institute of Management, Laos. And Mr. Asen Andrew, Director of E-commerce Service BT Limited, India.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll come back to AIT. I am Virapan Raston, and I'm truly energized by our AIT Connects theme, real intelligence, real automation, and real impact. That connects directly to our session. The future is collaborative, how AI sharing youth network transform ASEAN and sustainability. This topic is especially close to my heart because as a student union team of AIT alumni, I feel strongly about contributing something meaningful to AIT and the young people of ASEAN. Today, we are joined by 2 exceptional voices, First, Mr. Asim Andrew, founder of Eco Service and International Development. Asim will explain what youth program is all about, and then Tan will be discuss how AIT AA can collaborate with us on this initiative. Okay, please continue by Asim. Okay.
Thank you, Virapal. The presentation that we have today is a very special one because my team and I have been living and working, and we have our education in the ASEAN region. So this region itself is a very special one for us. And we are going to be talking about something very practical that we're going to be taking forward after the excellent presentation of the professor. It gives us some real deep insights into the technological side of things. Some of them are a little bit scary, sir, but we are trying to also give a little bit of hope through our presentation here. So my team and I have looked at the ASEAN region, and of course, as you all know, these are issues and challenges which are not hidden from anybody. They're quite real. We know of the sustainability challenges related to climate change or economic or social, and these challenges are ones that are, enveloping the entire region. So the entire region, the ASEAN region, needs to be quite aware of these and needs to tackle them on priority. There's also this youth opportunity gap, which we have analyzed and highlighted in the context of our own solution that we are going to be presenting in the second half of this presentation, where there is a skills mismatch between the education that is being provided largely to the students, to the youth, and the market demands. And we've seen in the previous presentation how important it is for us to prioritize certain topics that are technological, that are related to data science and AI, and whether these are being done in this region or not are things that we've analyzed, and the result of that analysis is that there is a mismatch. And this mismatch is going to lead to higher unemployment, which is going to be the sad reality. So we need to tackle this on priority. There's also a certain collaboration deficit. So the issue is that the challenges, the sustainability challenges that we are looking at are regional, they involve the entire region, but the solution, the siloed solutions are being presented on a national level. And we need to come together collaboratively, and this is something that we are arguing in our presentation here. So what is the mismatch? What is the missing link in the ASEAN integration? So our research and analysis shows that there are certain current gaps where there is limited structured opportunities to sustain cross-border youth partnerships. There's lack of practical platforms for regional collaboration. There's minimal exposure to multicultural team problem solving. And what the regional challenges require are deep cross-cultural understanding, professional networks, and collaborative problem solving. And we'll see in the next slide that the solution that we're trying to provide is a practical one which tries to go beyond these challenges, these gaps, and try to meet the gaps. So in this particular program that we are proposing, the ASEAN Youth Innovation and Sustainable Development Program, is the core vision is to position youth at the center of the solution. And here we're basically looking at the demographic of young people between 18 to 25 to build meaningful connections across the region. The approach is to equip participants with advanced skills, but the approach is not just about giving them education or technical skills, but also to make sure that they know each other, to build that human connection, so that once they are done with this program, they go back to their countries, they still are able to talk to each other. They're still able to collaboratively look at peer exchange. And that really is the difference. Building the human connections which are essential for regional cooperation. So the participants are going to be equipped with skills in data science, artificial intelligence, and I was working for 20 plus years in the United Nations and UNDP. So I know that it's really important for us to look at what we call the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which is currently the global sort of framework for development. And this framework is going to be also, at the center of the innovation practices that we're going to be providing to the students. So, what is the cornerstone of the program? We're launching this as an intensive hackathon. The format is to look at competitive collaboration. In the core practical sense, we're looking at about 35 to 40, carefully selected participants. We're going to be doing a very careful vetting of these students to look at selecting the right blend of people. And then we're going to be calling them for a 5-day transformative program. We're going to be exposing them to the frontier technologies that I've just highlighted. And the program is not just looking at those 5 days, but we're also going to be looking at, talking to them before they arrive and after they've gone back to their, duty stations. This is, the sort of framework of the 5 days. My colleague Tang is going to be presenting in more detail exactly what we're going to be doing. But just to say that the first day is about team formation. It's about making sure the right people are working with the right people. There's cross-cultural networking activities. There's intensive work between day 2 and day 4, joint research, shared problem solving, and then the 5th day where we make sure that they will go back and continue to partner with each other. So there's a sort of community of practice that is developed, which I think is very, very essential. The professional network for strengthening ASEAN integration for the decades to come. So now I make sure that Tang is going to be presenting for the next part of the presentation.
Thanks. I mean, part of the reason why we came up with this idea is because we look at AIT. We have benefited a lot. And you can see that in AIT, where we come from different countries, we have opportunity to interact with each other, and because of that interaction, there were opportunities that we have that could not have had if we have not come to AIT and met people from different countries and different. And in fact, we really need more of this, not less of this. If everybody just start thinking of solving my problem and not looking at bigger picture, then we got a lot of problems. So what we are trying to do, because we were formerly part of student union, right? And we enjoyed the experience and said, what can we do to give back to AIT? And that's part of the reason why we came up with this idea. We want to bring young people, give them a challenge, teach them things that also will be helpful to them in terms of critical thinking. AI is good. I mean, we have seen what it can do. But at the end of the day, can it take responsibility for a building that collapsed? Right? Can it take responsibility for a contract that's done that's not fair? Right? Because everybody is trying to fight each other. So at the end, there's still a lot of human need. And we need to develop the next generation that is able to not only adapt to the current changes, which is intense, but also be able to be leaders of the future. And we hope that AIT itself can become a place that they meet and actually learn from each other. So I will talk a little bit about it. The idea is to have intense meeting, get people who are top in their country and to come together, collaborate, look at what are the sustainable problems within the ASEAN region, and actually we can use AI a lot. And that's part of the reason why we say, let's bring in AI, let's bring in we have to understand the problem, bringing AI to assist them, because I mean they are not experienced people, they are young people, but they are full of dreams, right? So let them learn together, work together, and tackle the problem together. And hopefully, over time, they will build. This we expect to be leaders of the future, and they would be able to collaborate, not just only knowing people from their own country, but able to connect across different countries. And it's, I mean, based on demographic, 2 are the regions that will grow significantly in the next 2 decades or 3 decades. First is Southeast Asia, everybody knows that, and the other one is India. So, but we look at the ASEAN as a whole, we are still, those who are here in AIT, we have opportunity, we have built relationship. But those many students don't have the opportunity, and we hope to enlarge their place for those events. So we actually said, what can we work with AIT? At least for the first pilot, we want to organize it in AIT. In fact, we want to do it in AIT because we want the students to come and see the opportunity they can find in a place like AIT where you work, not only work, but you can also study in the future with people from different parts of the region. And hopefully through that connection and network, not only hopefully, I'm quite confident that through that connection and network, they can do a lot more in the coming years. And of course, with AIT, the idea is obviously, the idea is expose these young people who are in university, who may consider AIT as an opportunity for further study, and as well as position AIT as a leader in integrating. Because it has been a good place for many of us to integrate, but that opportunity is getting lesser and lesser. I'm sure all of us are quite aware of that. And we hope this, at least for more cost, more price, but we can bring more students to actually understand and actually find the opportunity that we have here. So we hope that we can work with AITAA. After all, if we want to start reaching out to the different countries, we also want the AIT to be maybe the people who recruit or interview those people, identify, and shortlist the people so that we can put them together, challenge them to think about solving the global problem, use AI, use data science, use innovation, come up with new ideas, because we cannot depend on other countries to provide us with new innovation. I mean, in the past, this region can develop itself based on manufacturing, right? Other people have the idea, we manufacture. But that low-cost model with AI coming, automation coming, is not going to be there anymore. And we actually need to have more innovation internally. And that is where we really want to push and encourage young people. If they are innovative, they can start businesses, they can provide jobs. If they are not innovative and expect others to provide jobs, that's not likely to happen in the immediate future. So that's just some of the things that we hope that we can work together on. I don't want to go into the details because of time, but definitely if after this, in the evening when we have time to talk, if you're interested, we can talk more about how we can work with the respective country AITAA to actually work together, and also with AIT, to when there's periods where there's school holidays and the use is not being used, can we come and we just do things, bring young people, high quality young people, and hopefully build more relationship rather than reduce the relationship that we have. And that's all I want to share. I don't want to keep it long, but just to say that our heart is we want to help AIT by making AIT known to more young people, high quality young people, people who can eventually come and actually contribute, be part of the institution, and even actually provide that opportunity, not just for ourselves, that the opportunity that we had in the past to the next generation. Thank you very much.
Thanks the three esteemed speakers. And moving forward swiftly, we are honored to welcome Dr. Leon Tan, the current Chief AI and Data Science at Sakambank, former CTO cum lead architect for both Microsoft and IBM in Vietnam. His topic is highly practical and timely: AI implementation, how to start and success. Please welcome Dr. Leon Tan to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I think I don't want to talk about AI in terms technical or research. I would like to share my experience when I work with so many customers into how to make the AI become real value for enterprise. So I hope that some of the information that I'm sharing today will be valuable for you and for your enterprise. To maximize the capability and so benefit from AI, right? Okay, so the topic is very simple: how to start, how to success with AI. So, okay, everyone talking about AI everywhere. AI, you can see any newspaper, website, from New York Times to Google and OpenAI talking about AI every day. Every day, we have a good new technology, new model. That's a very pressure for the people who think into AI area. It's like people like me especially when I work with Microsoft and IBM, we have to update about new technology every week. When a company they release new technology, we have to update and we have to work with customers, right? So this is a report from MIT from management school. They said that AI will completely innovate all industry and about 87% organization around the world will have the competitive advantage with the AI technology. So you see that, okay, even we are looking in different industry, from tech industry, from manufacturing, from healthcare, from government and retail, for example. We also benefit from AI. And the future, as you know, Professor was said, okay, AI change very fast, even AIT, right? So how the AI technology can help the enterprise to transform their business, to increase revenue, to complete the transformation roadmap for the enterprise, right? So when we talk about AI transformation, we focus about AI implementation. We have to identify how we can apply the AI for enterprise in real use case, real problem. So there are 6 key benefits of AI implementation. We see that, okay, the AI is not just about technology. In terms of enterprise digital transformation, they consider about how about the outcome of technology transformation. So if we are talking about AI implementation, what are the benefits that enterprise will achieve? So normally when I work with customers, there are 6 key the targets that they want to achieve. The first one about improve the efficiency of enterprise. And the second one that help the executive and leader to better decision making. And the third one that about how to optimize the operation cost of enterprise. And then they can make a decision, not just based on the emotion, based on the data. It means that they have more insight about how enterprise is going on and decide to do that based on the data. It's data driven, more insight. And so enterprise have to provide service for customer. So improving the customer experience also more important for enterprise in terms of sales, in terms of business. So that's why they should understand more about customer experience. So the AI, all the questions from customer that I'm working on, like banking, like telco, and retail. The first priority that they ask me, okay, how about to improve customer experience? Even when I work for the bank as a chief AI and data officer, I have to work with the customer service, with a contact center, even with the financial department. Always they ask me how to improve customer experience. So the last one that's about scalability, because of internal enterprise operation, right? They are doing business. They want to scale the business, expanding the business. How the AI can help them to scale as far as possible to set time to market. Because of, if the enterprise, especially in financial institutions, right, like banking, right? If the banking they release new service, they can invest more customers, so they can have more revenue. So okay, potential of AI is real, right? But the question is how to implement. How to implement the AI in the enterprise. That's it. It's not easy. The answer, the implementation in enterprise, not easy. Why? Because there are some key challenges. That's normally when we work in enterprise. This is some from the report, AI adoption in enterprise. But I see that there are key 4 challenges. You can see here. The first one is culture, organization culture. It's the first and biggest challenge for any enterprise who want to implement or execute AI successful in enterprise. The mindset of people, even the leader, executive, they didn't want to use AI, to spend money for AI, But that's just only expectation. But when apply the AI technology, AI service in the real business operation, it's not easy. The people in enterprise is in a very difficult to change the process, to adapt with the new technology, and even they are thinking, okay, AI is technology, right? So that's a IT department job, not our job. So the business user, they just want to see, okay, the AI or data or cloud is IT is not our job. They just ask the IT guy, okay, we need AI, we need cloud, we need data, but they did not involve enough to make it come true. IT is just only one. Business is much more important. So the first challenge, I think, is own enterprise that I'm working on, that's a culture and mindset of people. Not just only leader, own employee of enterprise. So the second one, that's the challenge. The second challenge, okay, the data. The quality of data is a big problem because of AI, right? AI is like human. We have to learn. We have to train, right? But the data that we use to train the AI system is not good. So of course the AI system is not good. So we cannot buy the AI from other to apply to our enterprise. With their data they use to train the AI, right? So we have to train by our data. So if we don't have good enough data, so that's the problem. The third challenge that AI, of course, is technology, right? It's new technology. It's a combination of different domain, like from software engineering, from data engineering, from cloud, from infrastructure. So the people and skill is problem for enterprise. All the enterprise that I work for, in AI project. After every in terms of scope of work, timeline of milestone, all the way they ask me, okay, how we can recruit the people for the market, how we can train the people in our enterprise to work with you in this kind of project. So that's another challenge that we have to face. So from that vendor that like IBM and Microsoft, when we work with customers, not just introduce and bring technology to them, we also try to help them in terms of how to build the team, how to train the people, how to recruit new people. Even myself, I have to join with some interview for the customer, some of candidates, because it's not easy to find people with the right skill. And the last one, I think that in top 4 challenge. Okay, we know the advantage of AI, we know the capability of AI, but which problem and what type use case in our enterprise should apply AI and can benefit from AI. So the identifying the business use case in enterprise for applying AI is very important. Very important. So I just want to say that for myself, when I work for the bank, like Sacom Bank, identifying AI strategy for the bank, right? The outcome of strategy, one of the outcome of the strategy, that's a project chapter with a leader use case. So to help the enterprise, okay, understand AI is the vision, and these are the key areas that they can apply AI for. So the next slide I will share with you about more detail about how use case identify. But that's the top 4 challenge. So it means that when we want to implement the AI for enterprise, we have to solve this kind of challenge. Okay, how to start? If we can solve the challenge, so how to start? Normally, when I do the consulting service for customer in terms of AI transformation, I told to customer that okay, think big and start small. Why think big? Because AI is not a project; it's a journey. It's a journey. So you cannot go, in the long term with very short-term vision. So the AI strategy should be, the thing big, long-term vision. In whole enterprise transformation, not just IT transformation. But you have to start very small, because you cannot start everything immediately in enterprise. There's a lot of, dependency and salary. Even, it's like, when you drive a car, right, you have to start the engine and you start to move it slow and faster, right? You have to more momentum to moving fast, but you have to start first. So that's why, I recommend, okay, even they define the big vision, let's start with a very small project. Small project to prove the value and also to help the enterprise to believe the outcome of AI, and they can learn. They have some lesson learned from the first use case implementation, and adjust the strategy again. And the last one I mentioned in terms of how to transform. Even you define the plan, always the enterprise have to set the right expectation, because AI cannot do everything. So many customers, for example, CEO and chairman, when they join some workshop and conference, and they back to company and say, okay, I want to buy the AI. I want to use AI for everything, for replace some people, worker, to do everything for me. That could be the reason to make the AI project fail. It's the right expectation, very important for the AI. And some of them, they think, okay, when they have money, they buy the AI solution, and they apply to a company, they think, okay, the AI project can generate the profit immediately. They don't have the time for AI running. They expect, okay, profit immediately. So that's the wrong expectation for the AI. Okay, so normally when we talk about staff, right, always I recommend, okay, the enterprise something from the institute, because without the institute sponsor in enterprise, the AI project could be failed. And the culture and in the organization have to change in parallel with the technology transformation. Okay, how to success? To be sure that okay, the AI project can success in the enterprise in terms of implementation, they have to have a mechanism to measure the KPI, ROI of project. Because without the measurement and the maturity of enterprise in terms of transforming the technology into the business outcome is very important for the enterprise. So, and of course, when they have to build their own AI strategy, for example, they cannot clone a strategy from all the enterprise apply to our enterprise, because different enterprise have different correlation, success factor, and also the maturity of enterprise different. So we cannot use all the strategy apply for us. So that's why we have to develop our own AI strategy for our enterprise. Okay, so normally what exactly the AI strategy include? Not just technology, right? You can see that when we talk about AI strategy, we have to talk about first thing, the business strategy here. Without business strategy, we cannot define the AI strategy or even technology for enterprise. Because technology, always, from vendor, when we work with customer, we see that okay, technology support the business to have a more business value for enterprise. So that's why business strategy is very important. And you see that okay, especially with the AI governance. We talk about AI, right? It's like data. In enterprise, we have to define the mechanism to control, to monitor the AI sources. We talk about AI ethics. AI responsible, right? It should be a part of your AI governance. And of course, when we execution, so we have to define different phase to implement any AI project, from exploring, planning, implementing, scaling, and relying. It means that when we rely the value of your AI project, we can scale and apply for bigger scope in enterprise. So when we have an AI strategy, of course, we should have a roadmap. The roadmap help us to identify the details step by step when we apply what in the enterprise. So we should have our own and implementation plan for the enterprise. You see it? Okay. First one, we define the vision and goal. Very important for enterprise. And then we have to do some assessment in terms of readiness of enterprise. Because different enterprise have different maturity level and different readiness in terms of AI adoption. And then we have to identify some priority in terms of business use case, problem, project, and do pilots here. And then we can build a buy. That's a very important decision when the leader decides to implement the AI. Build or buy is a very important question. Why we should build, why we should buy? That's important. Not because of money, not because of money. And then integrate with all the system. Because any AI system or service cannot run standalone. They have to integrate with your back-end system, legacy system. For example, we talk about chatbot, right? Just Q&A chatbot, very simple. But a chatbot working with a CRM system, working with a transaction database, working with some big data system to do some customer behavior, for example, right? You need to integrate with all the system. This is a template when we talk about business use case. Just give you an idea. So when we work with customers, right, we have to define what type of use case and problem to solve, and business objective, key results, and some key OKR possible. When we can define the business use case like this, we can see why we should implement AI, who will benefit from AI, what type, business outcome from AI when we apply for business problem. Because of this is very important for the technical like me to answer with business user why we should invest for AI. This is an example, right? This is example for the use case analysis. So when we have the list of use case, how we can prioritize to implement? Which one implement first, which one later, right? So normally when in enterprise customer, we have to help them to use some prioritized map like this. Normally we consider about the business value and easy to implement. So we can measure, okay. So some use case in this area should be, likely it's a top priority to implement first because it's easy to implement and high value here. But this area it should be challenged. Difficult to implement, low value, difficult to implement in here. So when we do some prioritization for use case like this, it's easy to help the enterprise to see what type use case, how much I have to spend in next year or next 2 years or next 5 years, for example, in terms of AI use case. And of course, in terms of digital transformation, normally we offer the innovative way to work together. Because I'm from technical field, but when I work with the customer, most customers we work with the C-level in business, it's very challenging to convince them. And even when we implement any project for customer, so the way that we suggest for customers, okay, it should be, the pair together, not just only business require and IT support. In changing the way that IT is just a supplier. So in
in a new approach for innovation development, right? They should pair together. Ideal partner, not just supplier for business. As this example for the projective, we normally recommend that okay, if we implement the AI use case for any domain like for example for accounting or for risk management, for example, we need the expert from this area to join the project. Not just only the join at a meeting only, they have to join and take a KPI for project. So we have projective is normally we call it a squad team for implement. Okay. AI, right? Everybody talking about AI want to have AI immediately. Normally the CEO they want to have AI immediately. But when to implement the AI project not easy. Why I choose this picture? Because for example AI, right? It's like when we cook a lot of chicken. The right formula, right? Okay, 1 hour is 220 temperatures. But if you want to make it faster, and you think okay, with a much higher temperature, is it okay? No, it's the way down. And if you put it the lower temperature, it takes longer time. So the chicken will be spoiled. Go back, cannot eat anymore. So the right time, right expectation can help you to achieve the successful AI. Sometimes I have the job with customer that okay, the one woman can give birth, give a child after nine months, but you cannot buy a 9 woman to give the birth in 1 month. Cannot. It means that you have to have a time to give the AI time to make it stable and work with your data. Okay, this is the last one. I think it's 3 key takeaways I want to share with you. Okay. The first one that I learned from my professor, my advisor, Professor Zoom, when he gave me the idea in the master thesis, when I asked him, okay, I want to work in AI. So he gave me the 2 books about marketing and gave me 3 weeks to reading and back to discuss with him. I did not understand why I have to read marketing book when I work for AI. But I have to read and answer. But I learned from the book. After that, he told me, if you want to work in AI, you have to answer AI for what? Is it for marketing? AI for who? Is it for the people working in marketing? So this is your topic. So at that time, I understand. Okay. When I apply the AI for something, when we work with customer, I always ask them, okay, AI for what it means. You say I meant before, right? AI for who? It means who? What department in enterprise should involve to the AI project? Okay. The second one that okay, think big, start small, and set right expectation that I mentioned. The last one, okay. There's no AI without AI. I mean information in data. So the enterprise, if they don't have a good enough data infrastructure, so no way to have an AI for them. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lê Nhân Tầm. For our next presentation, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Pathawan Suktiprasit, a distinguished lecturer from Sukhothai Thammasat Open University. She will share her expertise on the topic Beyond Algorithm, Strategic Framework for Sustainable AI-Driven Industrial Automation. Please welcome Dr. Pathawan Suktiprasit.
Good afternoon, the President and all the guests from many countries. You can call me Anne, I think it's better. And ladies really call me Fok Song. in the 2009, so many years. I'll be glad again to meet all of you, but unfortunately I didn't see any some professors or ex-professor from some. But I think there's many from some that because my ideas that we're sharing today is about guardian and for sustainable because my idea is dealing with because when I study and finish my PhD, I finished in intellectual property management. It's a combining between that I can make a case law for the law applied to the strategy. So these kind of things that I think is very important for us to understand. We cannot say that because I think many of us are from the set school and from the urban development and technology, but we cannot deny that we are under the law. And by now, I think that's our globalization and many complexities that we under. We have, we can call that regulatory regime or regulatory trilemma that happen from the complexity of compliance and the the geographical competitions, especially from the American countries and China, right? That and now it's coming from and come up to I think that's Japan and also that the EU. Just a couple of weeks ago, that from the newspaper that the Netherlands governors that use the National Security Act that they enacted during the World War II to get protection for their national security in ships, right? For ship company that take ownership from the Chinese company and fire the Chinese president in the Netherlands. That they use their own sovereignty for that. And it is very curious why what happened. Because maybe due to the AI and shift of that, and these kind of things that are very important for us, I think. And my idea is sharing because my research in about the case of likely to be interdisciplinary because I move into this how to make a strategy for the company, balancing between the living of the people and also the survival of the business. That I compared the competition law, intellectual property protection, and also data privacy declarations, which is increasing importance in this today. So that you might chat because we are all many countries that because I want to know from the other countries, just like India and also that's Taiwan for the DDPA or competition law. So why is the eventualist? I think that's to promote innovation. We can have to have a strategic framework that to have the AI that sustainable and maybe they have some question that if they shift to the AGI or ASI, something like that, and what will happen to our mankind. I think this problem have to maybe to sustainable for our business in today, and maybe less our network as maybe expanding the business or investment or maybe education collaboration. So I think by now we have planned that from our complexity of this world, we can say that we could be in the critical pillars of AI integration of the field. The AI integration industry automation. We have adaptive data governance. What is that? It means that dealing to the fragile and in each sovereignties and in each country, just like in Americas, EU and China, they have different laws, but they make it their laws and the AI practice in each country. However, since the AI that are now to globalization, we adapt all the AI in all over the world. So the faces many jurisdiction and also the law implementation for that. And we have an IP-driven innovation strategy that from the patent landscape of IP invention, which means that if right now for the IP law, we have to consider other things that in the intellectual property management, and also have to be the antitrust proof business line to have anticipate in the future platform regulation, which I think that's also implemented in the EU country, where people from the EU could share as what happened because they have like a statutory mandate in this day. Maybe we'll share you more. And at least the last one, but not least, is the ethical adoption framework that to have to ensure the trustworthy order in the high risk of industrial environments. As in many industries, just like healthcare, or that they happen to be in, they have to more the ethical adoption framework for that. So these things that I would say about the regulatory approach for that. This may be. Do you know that there are different things of in each country that the law may be based on the people there and the prosperity and the sovereignties. The big trees that European nations, China and United States, have different law ideas. First one is the rights based on the comprehensive, just like the based on the people protection. It means that personal right protection, so that the GDPR is the general data personal regulation that apply all in the EU countries. That and later on that they have AIT Act, and last year they come up with the Digital Marketing Act that comply to protect the personal data or personal rights to do that. And China is a state-controlled ecosystem, so that the personal information protection law or anti-monopoly law is like to serve national security. I want to know about Taiwan too. Maybe you could share with me more later. So that what about the protection law in Taiwan is the same as in China or not? Because I think that this one might be the kind. And the investor is market-driven. The federal law didn't enact, so that they have only just like the California Personal Information Protection Personal Social Security Act that happened. So, and also they have like in National Information System, that they have a framework for that, but it's just a guideline, not mandatory. This one may be questioned that why, and maybe this like a whole thing that that's why the Silicon Valley, that's like huge amount in the US, be like the first one for the AI inventor. So this is might be the market for. So that's why the reason that the EU doesn't have the company that have in the AI. We consider that just like Philips sells a chips company to China because they didn't see the potential of that because they're the right protection. That's very, very strong protection for them, and it's like a very high entry barrier to enter the industry by themselves. But China is the different kind of things because they're like a state-owned or the government support. And it's like this one might be some kind of like also have opportunities and also the challenge for to comply with that too. And I would say that this year they will have for Vietnam they will launch the AI Act will enact and maybe implemented in the next year, right, 2026. But for the Thailand, we only have the guideline for the digital marketing, so and developing our own. But by now, it's just like the competition law, the government tried to reframe the idea and copy. We will look after which one is better for us. The Data Protection Act, we likely to copy the EU, but now for the implementation, we have a problem by now. But so it's about that how we can make it what suits for us due to our people, our culture and tradition, and also the market system too. So I think this one may be, one is I would show you that we keep ready for the gatekeepers that this one might be the things that happen, that why we have to say of this for the data governance, the adaptive data governance that created gatekeeper shadow effects, because it's like the EU law that happened to be in the Digital Marketing Act that created extra the extra curriculum that have to force the company to have over the sovereignty of each country. Just like the company in Google is a US company, right? But they enter into the EU law, inside EU market, they have to comply with EU law, even though for the EU people that work in or use the Google in just like a third country, just like in Japan. The Data Protection Act also calls for that. So it means that the Google have to comply all over the world for the country, for the EU people, which is very interesting. And also that the people for this is mean that the processing and data have to be compliant and protected by the EU right. Even though it's operating on the data center, it's not in the EU, it's outsider. So it means that they create an statutory regime for them to do that, which is very, very powerful, and maybe this one might be the model that China may have concern, and also they might concern about their national security too. And also I think this one might be concerned because there you have a geopolitical problem too. And the patents and the copyright, this might be one question that, because by now, for just like the patenting, that's the algorithms, by now we call is like for the copyright, but for the full protection of the patent, if they have to be patenting that by now for the Alice Mayo framework, just like in USPTO, they not allow the idea concept, which algorithm is not a theory, right? It's a concept idea that AI launching that is may not be patented. And we have the questionable of who will be the own writer of that. Because in the copyright law for the IP, who created that had to be human, and why if the AI created that, who will be the ownership of that? And they will say that they have, we can call that the creativity or not. Because the thing that, even though they have thing that AI may have consciousness, they can learn by themselves, but they don't have human life, they don't have, we call dictation or attention to do that. So this is quite interesting when we do ownership for this. And also, if you do for the accountability for the crime when you have a tort law. In the tort, if the AI create a mistake, we could not say that because it's like in the cancer, also like in healthcare, if the AI happen, and when they have write down the program for them to create that, and they have a misuse or mispractice, how that will happen, and who say that who will own, who will make that injury. which is very important for in the criminal law. So that is why that's created ownership of the IP law, because the copyright and will be in the trademark and even they create the ownership of that, which is very important, the concern of this. So that the combined that may be the increasing of the trade secret is another type of IP law that, because in order to create competitiveness, maybe you could not have patenting, you maybe have a questionable about the copyright ownership, so that is a trade secret. And they come up with gatekeepers that have to transparency, because they have to create trustworthy to the consumer, and how they come, because it's also the conflict of that. And is another key question is that about AI risk audit, because of the concern of the healthy and the trustworthy and liability, maybe they have to have a standardization of the AI. This might be coming up too. So this is the idea that key finding of this. But anyway, so now it's the court will make a decision and happen. So maybe our strategy is to do is the comply to be to make a roadmap that comply as a strategy. Because you know that in the future that the concern about this coming to maybe trustworthy and transparency is very important. So that you can come up with ensuring that they comply and implementation and also comply. We have to say comply customized for each country. So that's equipped to our national support is, and I think that maybe if we can support and collaboration for each sovereignty might be very good and valuable for our online. Thank you. I think it's about time.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Suti Prasis. And now we take a short break. And because we are now running behind the schedule, so please return to your seat here in the room in just 10 minutes. Mean that you will be here in 4:15. 4:15. Okay, thank you for your cooperation.
So before two breaks, I would like to inform you that we could change a little bit after presentation. So we will invite keynote speaker into the stage. So after that we will have Q&A sections. Thank you.